back, everyone. So Miss Ned and Squirks, my name is Miss Ned, and so I'm going to be talking today about smudging. And to do a smudge, there are some things that you need, and the first thing you would need is the sage. I don't know if any of you have ever smudged before, but it's something new for me in the past probably 8 or 9 years. I just started to smudge. I didn't do it throughout my life before that. And so smudging is something that the Squat people do, and many other cultures as well. Many other First Nations people smudge, and in different ways. So we use sage, and this summer I went to pick some sage with my cousin Phyllis and my daughter, and we were able to go to a place that is meaningful to us. We went to our great-grandmother's garden that she had years ago down by the river in our territory, and so we went there, and that's the first time that I had ever collected sage before, and so I didn't really know what to expect, but I was really glad that I was able to experience that and also have my daughter with me. So when we went there, we brought some bags, and when we drove up to the spot, it's up on a hill, and there's no garden there anymore, but there's a community garden nearby. And so what we did was I just followed along with my cousin and followed her, and when we got up to the spot, I wasn't too sure how to do it. Like, I didn't know if we just go and pick it all off of one bush, but what you actually have to do is you just take a little bit from each. You walk around and find some areas where the sage is, and you just go along and you kind of pick some off the ends. So this is it's dry now, so it's kind of falling apart, but so the sage, you would just go along and you'd pull. So you pull on the branch and it comes off, and when you pick the sage off of it, you just take some off of the branch, and then you carry on and you grab some more from a different spot, different bush, and you keep doing that. And picking sage is not just you don't just go out there and pick it. You have to also prepare yourself. You have to be thinking good thoughts. You have to be in a good place, and I think that's why we went to my grandma's garden, because it's such a meaningful spot, and I really felt her presence while we were there. And so you have to be thinking good thoughts when you're picking the sage, because it's medicinal. So when you have it and you burn it, you want to make sure that the sage is going to bring cleanse you and bring positivity and everything. And so yeah, you have to be careful when you're picking it, that you are thinking good thoughts and you're in a good place. So when we went around quite a bit, I think we were there for about an hour picking the sage, and once we felt like we had enough, what you do is you have to take it home, and you actually have to dry it so it's not ready to be used right away, because it's still moist. The plant is still soft and alive. So you have to take it home and lay it out and spread it out on something, and then you have to dry it. Once it dries, well, first of all, you should pull it off all of your branches, clean your branches off. And so once it dries, this is my sage right here. So it's dry now, and you can kind of hear it. It's crunchy, and you can see the little particles floating in the air. So this sage is nice and dry, and what you can do is you can grind it up, but I like to keep it like this. I don't like to make it too small, but you can grind it into like a powder almost, and you can mix your sage with things as well, but this is just my sage that I picked at my grandma's garden by the river, the Fraser River. So, and you also need a feather. So this is my feather that I was given by a student, and yeah, feathers are not something you would go out and try to find. It's something that should come to you. And so this one was given to me by a student, and I was really grateful for it. I use this for my smudging, so the eagle feather. When you fan your sage, and it brings the smoke up, and it goes up to the Creator and to our ancestors. This is my sage bowl, and it's an abalone shell. This one was given to me as well. There's little dots on it, you can see. And so this shell is what I use to burn my sage in. And it's got a really pretty rainbow color to it. So what you do is you put some sage in the middle there, and then you burn it. And I usually like to use it for when someone needs some prayers, and also for myself too, and my family. So yeah, this is my sage bowl. In Smudging, we say kauku for this sage, and it's the big sage brush. And there's also a couple other types of sage too. There's the rabbit brush, which is chip chip paneshp. There's the pasture sage, and that one is paneshp. And so, but this one is the kauku. And so today I'm going to be reading you a book, and this book is called Why Do You Smudge Mushumis? And so I would like to read a little bit on the inside of what it's about. So this this book is about Mishoomis explaining to his grandson why First Nations people smudge. Mishoomis is the Ojibwe word for grandfather. And in Smudging we say chpa'a. So the smudge is a way that First Nations people cleanse their spirits. The smudge is a medicine that is burned, and the smoke is brought over parts of the body to cleanse the spirit. And the medicines are typically used for smudging. The medicines that are used for smudging are sage, sweetgrass, cedar, and tobacco, or sometimes a combination of these. The smudge is used in many situations, and it could be used to start the day or to calm an individual in an emotional situation. An example of that would be when my grandmother was in the hospital, and she wasn't doing too well. And so what I did was I lit a smudge. I wasn't near her. I was in another town, so that was the only thing that I could do to be there for her. And so I smudged my house, and I prayed for her, smudged myself. So this is very important in First Nations communities for children to spend time and connect with their grandparents or their elders in the community. So this book is focused on some teachings that he was able to give his grandson. So you can see in the picture, he's got his eagle feather and his smudge bowl. Okay, so I'm gonna, before we start reading the story, Why Do You Smudge Mushumis? We are going to learn a few words that will be in the story. So the first word is Anna, which is ear. Anna. Tenana is ears, so more than one ear. So tenana. Over here we have Quick-Oostin, which is one eye, Quick-Oostin, and two eyes are Quick-Oostin. Quick-Oostin. Okay, so we're going to read them one more time. Anna, Tenana, Quick-Oostin, Quick-Oostin. And Suwen is your body. Spluchin is your mouth. Spluchin. Suwen. Okay, so we're going to read the story now. It's called Why Do You Smudge Mushumis? And the story is, Mishoomis means grandfather in Ojibwe. In Secwepemctsín we say Chpa'a. Okay, so Mishoomis, what are you doing? I ask. I am going to smudge, Chpa'a answers. I ask Chpa'a, why do you smudge your eyes? Chpa'a answers, I smudge my eyes so that I can see good things. What do you smudge next? I ask. I smudge my ears next. I smudge them so that I may hear good things, Mishoomis says. Do you smudge your mouth too, Chpa'a? Yes, I do smudge my mouth, Chpa'a answers. That will help me to say good things. I ask, and then what do you smudge, Chpa'a? Chpa'a replies, I smudge my body so that I do good things. Now it's your turn to smudge, Chpa'a says. You can smudge to see good things, hear good things, say good things, and do good things.